Hey guys, it's Prince Rich with Rich Technology Group, and in today's video, I'm going to talk to you guys about the top 4 HIPAA compliant voice over IP service providers of 2020. So, right now, it's no secret to anyone that working from home is becoming the new norm, and more businesses are needing to switch to voice over IP because at the time of this video, it is the only phone system technology out there that affords people the function and feature to be able to work remotely, work from home, and work separately while always being basically interconnected and having the appearance of being a organized company where everybody is kind of together and able to work together regardless of location. At the time of this video, I've been getting many calls from many different persons in many different professional areas of the telehealth and medical services industries. To name just a small amount of them, I have gotten calls from neurologists, pediatricians, I've gotten calls from dental offices, I've gotten calls from psychotherapy and psychiatry offices, and I've even gotten calls from persons in the medical manufacturing field that are manufacturing, creating, or inventing, or distributing many different types of different equipment or doohickeys, if you will, that help people in the medical industry. So that being said, I figured since I've been receiving lots and lots of calls from different persons from all areas of the spectrum in the medical field saying, hey, I need voice over IP, which is better for me. One of the big things that I've been hearing the most is which of these is HIPAA compliant. For those of you who may or may not know, if you are in the medical industry, everything that you have has to be up to HIPAA compliance standards. Your file sharing methods or your server, your any other ways that you store data or communicate with your staff, including your phone system. So what I'm going to do really quickly in this video is I'm going to quickly give you guys the names of the top 4 HIPAA compliant voice over IP service providers that we see in the industry and that we work with almost on a daily basis. I'm going to start off at number 4 and then I'm going to go all the way to number 1, and it's going to be going from 4 to 1 based on the least to the most popular that we tend to see, or the least, I wouldn't say the least to the most popular, but the least to the most sold that most persons in the medical field that we work with tend to pick. So that being said, number 4, Nextiva. Number 3, OnSIP. Number 2, Ring Central. And then number 1 is Vonage Business. Now, one of the things I want to point out really quick is that all of these carriers will actually provide documentation that proves that they are HIPAA compliant. It talks about their particular system, the standards that their system is up to, and how it meets, the current HIPAA compliance standards. They will also provide, some of these carriers, but not all of them, will also provide written documentation that you can sign off on so that you can take that back to your persons, whether it be a compliance manager or supervisor within your organization, your insurance company, or whatever it may be, where you have to show them supporting documentation and say, hey, this particular provider that we've chosen for our business telephone system or communications platform is HIPAA compliant and we've signed off on it. Let's see here. A couple of pointers that I want to throw out there before we conclude this video. Most of the carriers, but not all of them that I've mentioned in this video, do also include their own video conferencing platform at no extra cost. I want to be very clear here. Video conferencing is not always HIPAA compliant. Not every platform is HIPAA compliant is the better way that I should put that. At the time of this video, I've heard rumors that Zoom, most of you out there have heard of Zoom. Ring Central actually includes Zoom for free with all of their accounts at the time of this video. Zoom, from what I understand, currently is not considered HIPAA compliant, and it is also being deemed by many public and private school systems and other professions as not just not HIPAA compliant, but not secure. Unfortunately, because there's been a lot of supposed hacking going on in the Zoom community with certain accounts. So I want to be very clear here that even though the carriers may state that their voice over IP platform is HIPAA compliant and they have the documentation to back it up, some of them have their own they have agreements with other third parties for their integrated video conferencing that they offer for free and at a small additional cost. That does not necessarily mean that the video conferencing platform is HIPAA compliant, because the video conferencing platform is being given to you as kind of like a perk or an added feature or frill, but it's being provided by a third party that is not, i.e. Vonage Business or RingCentral or OnSIP or Nextiva. One other example to flip it on its head is Vonage Business at the time of this video has recently just launched their platform called Vonage Meetings. Vonage Meetings is considered to be HIPAA compliant because it is not only part of the Vonage Business package, but it is Vonage Business's property. It's not a third-party platform that they are giving you like a Zoom or an Amazon Chime or a Skype Business. It is Vonage Business Meetings within the Vonage Business HIPAA compliant platform. One last point that I want to throw out there is, while all of the carriers that I have mentioned in this video are HIPAA compliant, and they can give you the supporting documentation for you to give to your insurance company or your legal team or your compliance manager that proves and talks about how and why their platform is and up to HIPAA compliance standards. Keep in mind, the level of compliance of what you are using is always up to your responsibility at the end of the day. For example, Vonage Business, Nextiva, OnSIP, and RingCentral all claim to be HIPAA compliant. You will have usernames and logins that are respective for your respective voice over IP service that I've mentioned. But if you say give that login data information out to the wrong person, or you leave it out in the open and unsecured where somebody can get access to it, therefore getting access to your business communication systems and possibly even your other data, that's not a fault of any of the carriers that I've mentioned in this video. That's your fault, and that basically means that while their platform that they have given to you in its purest and rawest form is HIPAA compliant, how you choose to responsibly or irresponsibly use it may be in direct breach of its compliance. So I want to throw that out there and just be very clear with that. So that concludes the video, the top 4 HIPAA compliant voice over IP service providers of 2020. If you're watching this video and you're in the telehealth industry, or you work in medical or whatever it may be, or you're in another industry that requires HIPAA compliance of your phone system, I represent all of the carriers that I've mentioned in this video, and I can get you better pricing than if you shop these carriers direct, and I can help you navigate which of these 4 carriers may be best for your business and look at the pros and cons with you. My service is free. Prince Rich with Rich Technology Group, your go-to guy for the best deals on business phone and internet service in the United States. I'll talk to you guys again in the next video.